Hi everyone. Hi Gaurav. Good evening. All right, if you can see me and hear me, can you give me a quick yes or no, please? If I'm audible, visible, am I visible? Am I audible? Can we do this quick check, guys, so that we know we are ready? And also, if you are here, can you quickly like the session as well as share the session and also subscribe to the channel? Each one of these is important so that we are able to be on the same page. Welcome to NMAT 2025 English. We are doing the complete revision. Today we start with vocabulary and grammar. My name is Abhilasha and I'll take you through these sessions that we are having. I had written NMAT last year also, and that was a very interesting experience. So here goes. Let's do this, guys. I hope you can see me. Okay, hi everybody. For any inquiries related to Career Launcher, you can connect on this number 8130038836. And also, of course, remember to put your comments in the chat box. We will respond as and when we get your comments. Thank you. Let's get started. So today we are doing some questions on vocabulary and some questions on grammar. I hope this session will be really, really helpful to you. Okay, so let's get started with the vocabulary questions and then we'll come on to the grammar questions. Okay, here you are. Okay, select the pair that best expresses a relationship similar to the one shown in the original pair. Please understand that you're looking for an analogy. In an analogy question, you're given one relationship and you're expected to extrapolate that relationship onto the other set of questions. So if soporific is to sleep, then catalyst is to what? Now, first, of course, you need to know what is the meaning of soporific. If you know the meaning of soporific, then you can take this forward and identify what is the relationship between soporific and sleep, and then take your answer from there, right? So something that is soporific will lead to sleep. That is the relationship. Soporific means sleep inducing. So something that is catalyst will lead to what, right? Let's get your answers, guys. Is it reaction? Is it resistance? Is it stagnation, neutrality, or elimination? What will soporific lead to? Come on, quickly. Remember, vocabulary is a major portion of NMAT. Out of the 36 questions that you will get, a good number of questions will be from vocabulary. So be ready and be prepared to do questions of vocabulary. Now remember, in analogy, we are solving a relationship. So I know something that is soporific will lead to sleep. Something that is a catalyst will lead to a reaction. We know that. A catalyst will help a reaction to happen. Therefore, A will be the correct answer, not resistance, not stagnation, not neutrality, and not elimination. Okay. All right, let's look at the second question here. Choose the word from the given options that best completes the sentence meaningfully and contextually. So what filler? The professor's tone was so didactic that the students often felt they were being something rather than taught. Is it enlightened, entertained, lectured, engaged, or encouraged? Which of these will be the correct answer? Come on, guys. All of you are here. You can quickly give me an answer. What was the professor's tone? Remember, didactic means something done in a very theoretical teaching tone, right? So if he is very theoretical and very admonitory in nature. Is as if he's scolding you while teaching. So the students often felt they were being lectured rather than taught. The word didactic is the key here. If you know what it means, then you will be able to pick the answer to this question also. Okay, not enlightened, not entertained, not engaged, and not encouraged. All right, let's look at the next question. We come to question number 3, guys. Let's take a look. The CEO's remark was so terse that many employees mistook his efficiency for rudeness. Let's find out what the CEO's remarks were. Guys, somebody's ringing the bell for my home. I will just have to go and check. Just give me 10 seconds. Sorry, guys. I just had to go and see who was at the door. Sometimes these things will happen. Yes. So identify the meaning of the highlighted word. The CEO's remark was so terse that many employees mistook his efficiency for rudeness. What is this terse? Is it wordy? Is it curt? Is it elaborate? Is it gentle? Persuasiveness. Remember, terse and rudeness will work. They're both aligned with each other. So look for the word that will align with terse or with rudeness. Come on. Which word will align with rudeness? The correct answer will be, because if you are looking at rudeness, then wordy, which means elaborate, won't work. Again, elaborate or gentle or persuasive will not work. The correct answer will be curt. Remember, the word terse means someone who speaks less. So is pithy or succinct. Okay, or somebody who says very few words. And that's why curt would be a very good synonym here. All right, let's look at the next question. Select the pair that best expresses a relationship similar to the one shown in the original pair. Iconoclast is to tradition is the same as heretic is to what? Is it dogma, religion, church, doctrine, or authority? Now, in this case, first you need to know the meaning of iconoclast, and then you need to take it forward from there. So, what is the meaning of iconoclast? And then what is heretic? Hey guys, please answer, all of you. All those who are here, please answer. So an iconoclast is someone who breaks traditions, right? He is a path breaker. He is someone who is doing something new and something that not others have done. He is what you call a maverick. So an iconoclast will break tradition. So now I'm looking at a heretic breaking something. So what is heresy? When you go against some established belief, that is heresy. So a heretic will break a dogma. A dogma is an established belief. Okay. It's a long-standing belief that things are going to be a particular way. Not religion, not church, not doctrine. Doctrine is just a belief. Okay. Or a theory. Authority, of course, will not work also. So a heretic will break a dogma. Okay. Heresy is the opposite of orthodoxy. They're opposites, right? So as you have an orthodox person, similarly you have a heterodox person, right? So an orthodox has only one belief, while the heterodox person has many beliefs. Okay. All right, let's go to the next question. Here you are. Choose the option that precisely matches the meaning of the highlighted word. The artist's latest collection was an anathema to critics who prized realism over abstraction. What is anathema? The critics are prizing realism over abstraction. What is anathema? Is it a blessing? Is it a detested thing? Is it a revelation? Is it a masterpiece? Or is it a curiosity? Come on, guys. So an anathema is something that you detest or you dislike or you hate. Okay, so therefore a detested thing will be the correct answer. Revelation is when you have a vision about something, you are able to see. A masterpiece is the best piece of work, right, of an artist. So that, of course, would not work. Curiosity would not work. Blessing would not work. So detested thing. Okay. All right. Let's look at the next question. Choose the word from the given options that best completes the sentence meaningfully and contextually. The CEO's laconic replies during the press conference created an impression of. All right, let's take a look. So the CEO's laconic replies during the press conference created an impression of. So his laconic means what? When you don't say much. Okay, you're very to the point, right? You're very curt, rude, succinct. So therefore, when the CEO is laconic, what impression does it create? It creates the impression that this guy is not interested in speaking, right? Correct? So if he's not interested in speaking, then what is he all about? He's probably indifferent. He doesn't want to talk about something. Right? It's not arrogance. Arrogance would be when his replies are very haughty or very angry. Eagerness, it won't. Eloquence is someone who speaks very beautifully, so that won't work. Sincerity won't work. So indifference, he's laconic, he doesn't even answer properly, right? So therefore it means that he's indifferent, he does not care. So answer will be D. All right, let's look at the next question. Choose a word from the options that best expresses the meaning of the given sentence. So a given sentence is there, you have to identify the correct word. A person who pretends to have moral standards or beliefs that they do not actually possess. So I am saying that I have something, but I don't really have that. What sort of a person am I? Am I a cynic, a hypocrite, a pessimist, an idealist, or an atheist? Such lovely words these are. So, a cynic is a person who has a negative point of view. He's very pessimistic and he doubts the intentions of every person. So he doubts intention of others. That's what a cynic is. So, therefore, not cynic. A hypocrite is the correct answer. He pretends to have standards that they do not really have. Pessimist has a negative outlook to life, right? So therefore not that. Idealist is someone who believes in very high ideals of life, high ideas, is very moralistic and good. Atheist, of course, I know theos means god, and atheist is someone, a means no, so he does not believe in god. Okay, he has no belief in God. The theist, on the other hand, believes in God. Okay, he totally believes in God. And then you have the Gnostic and the agnostic. So the Gnostic says, I have knowledge of God. Gnos, G-N-O-S, the root says knowledge. So I have knowledge of God. And the agnostic says, I have no knowledge of God. Okay. So that's your words here. So therefore, correct answer, hypocrite, option number B. All right, let's look at the next one. Choose the option that best conveys the meaning of the given idiomatic expression as used in the sentence. When the debate got heated, the moderator tried to cool things down. Meaning, did he turn off the air conditioning? Did he postpone the discussion? Did he reduce the tension? Did he end the meeting? Or did he divert attention? All right, so try to cool things down, of course, means to reduce the tension, not to turn off the AC, dudes. Yeah, it is never going to be turning off the AC. It's not postponing the discussion, not ending the meeting, and not divert attention. So, to reduce the tension, to cool things down, to heat up things, of course, is the opposite, right? To heat up things will be to aggravate things. So, of course, he's trying to cool things down, to ameliorate things. What a lovely word. The opposite to this, to aggravate, is the same thing as exacerbates. When you exacerbate something. All right, let's look at the next question. Question number 9. Select the pair that best expresses a relationship similar to the original pair. Eulogy is to praise is the same as lampoon is to what? Ridicule, elegy, critique, irony, or mockery. If eulogy is full of praise, it's as simple as that. If eulogy is praise, then what is lampooning? You understand, na? Eulogy is a funeral speech. So a speech that you give on somebody's funeral, that is called a eulogy. So of course it has to be good. EU, the root means good, and logy means word or study. So this is good words spoken for someone on their death. What is lampoon? So when you lampoon something, someone, what do you do? So when you lampoon someone, you make fun of them, right? And therefore you ridicule them. Elegy is a mournful poem. Okay, so therefore that's incorrect. Critique, of course, is an analysis of something, so that is incorrect. Irony is when you say something and do the exact opposite, or the exact opposite happens. Okay, so that's irony. And mockery is just to taunt someone or make fun of someone, right? So therefore ridicule will be the correct answer. Let's look at the next question. Choose the word that precisely matches the meaning of the highlighted word. The scientist's prognostication. Oops. Yes, my bad. Proved accurate when the climate model's prediction came true. What is prognostication? Is it forecast, error, observation, measurement, or assumption? Come on, guys. Again, the root word nos means knowledge, right? And pro, of course, means ahead or in front. So prognosticate is when you have knowledge of the future. Therefore, forecast. Not error, not observation, not measurement, not assumption. The correct answer is forecast. Okay, prediction. Adumbration. Sorry, that's an N. Okay, when you adumbrate something. So that's prediction. All right, let's come to our grammar questions for the day, guys. We have 10 questions based on grammar. Here we go. So to identify the part that contains an error, if there is no error, then you can just quickly select option E. Neither the director nor his assistants was willing to compromise. Which part of the sentence has an error? Yes, guys, I'm waiting for your answers. Come on, everyone. We're going to try and do a few questions. Okay, answer is C. I've got some answer. Let's take a look. I know that neither refers to the director nor refers to his assistants. Okay, was willing to compromise. This is the verb was willing. This is singular, but assistants is the nearest subject, which is plural. So if this is plural, then this had to be plural also. So we should have said were willing to compromise. Therefore, the error is in part D, and that's going to be your correct answer. Okay. All right, let's look at the next question. The following question contains 5 versions of a sentence, only one of which is grammatically and logically correct. If the committee would have considered his project, the project might succeed. If the committee had considered his proposal, the project might have succeeded. If the committee considered his project, the proposal, the project might have succeeded. If the committee had considered his proposal, the project would succeed. And if the committee would considered his proposal, the project might had succeeded. All right, so there's one very, very clearly incorrect, which of course is option number E. Because would consider hona chahiye, it cannot be would considered, and also might and had cannot be used together. So I will eliminate that. If the committee had considered his proposal, this would be the third conditional. Then on the other side, you needed the would have succeeded. The project would have succeeded would be the correct answer. So therefore, D is incorrect. E is incorrect. If the committee considered his proposal, you can have this is the second conditional. The project might succeed. Okay, would have been the correct answer. Might have succeeded, then so that is incorrect. Might succeed, but it's not working, so eliminate. If the committee had considered, the project might have succeeded, and that's what I just said, so therefore B is correct. If the committee would have considered his proposal, the project might have succeeded. So therefore, the best answer here will be option number B, and that's your correct answer, guys. This is a very simple question of the conditional uses of verbs. So the first, second, and third conditionals, that's where this question lay. All right, let's look at the next one. So select the correctly reported speech. Which one is the indirect version of the sentence? Let's take a look. He said, I can finish it by tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to wait for you to give me the right answer. All right, guys, come on. For this question, let's get your answers. He said, I can finish it by tomorrow. I know certain things. I know that can will become could. I know said will remain as it is. I know I will become he. I know tomorrow will become the next day, right? So I know, let me look at this. He said he could finish it by the next day, correct. He could finish it by tomorrow, incorrect. He can will turn into could, so incorrect. He will, incorrect, also tomorrow, incorrect. Right? Eliminate, eliminate. He said that he can finish it soon is absolutely not right. From tomorrow, you can't go to soon, therefore incorrect. Okay. The next one. Choose the correct transformation from active voice to passive voice. The committee approved the proposal. You have to tell me which of these is the correct transformation. Question number 4. From active to passive. I know it is very simple to convert from active to passive. What do? You change the subject to the object and the object to the subject. So you say the proposal, something, the committee. Okay. If this is approved, if this is in the past, it will become what? Simply tell me. This will just take the was form, the past form. So the proposal was approved by the committee. Right? So approves, no. Was approved, yes. Had approved, no. The proposal had been approved by the committee could have been correct. Has been, no, because we are looking at approved, which is already a past, so I cannot take a present perfect. Is approved, again, present tense is not acceptable. So the correct answer, B, the proposal was approved by the committee. All right, question number 5. Choose a word that is grammatically correct to complete the sentence. He said that he dash in Delhi for 5 years before he moved to London. Okay, so find out. So remember when we did the past perfect tense, we said if there are two events that have happened in the past, let us say this is now, and this finished, and then this began, right? So the first event is past perfect, and then the second event is simple past. Okay, so therefore the first event, because he's lived in Delhi for 5 years, this has to be past perfect, so therefore had lived. And then the second one is already in the simple past, so therefore I needed had lived here. So he said that he had lived in Delhi for 5 years before he moved to London, and then that becomes my correct answer. Okay, this is a very important rule of the past, of the perfect tenses, right? All right, let's look at question number 6. So I choose a word from the given option that is grammatically correct to complete the sentence. If I dash you, I would not ignore this opportunity. Remember, this is your subjunctive. When you are talking of imaginary things, you are in the subjunctive mood. The subjunctive mood, the rule is very simple. You use were and would always together. So because I have got would here, therefore I need were here. So therefore option number B, were and would always go together. Okay. Also in the subjunctive clause, the verb is always singular. Sorry, the verb is always plural. My bad. So therefore that's the correct answer. So were. So that's one more thing that you should learn up very well and you should know. We've already done that in classes. So your subjunctives and conditionals and your tenses, these are very important. Okay, so you identify the part that contains a grammatical error. If the sentence is correct, select no option, no error, which is option number E. Let's do this. So the jury were divided in their opinions. Which of these is incorrect? Okay, Shivam says B. Gaurav also says B. Akash also says B. Okay, let's understand when collective nouns, okay, please pay attention. For collective nouns, when they function as one unit, okay, that means they are united. In that case, the verb is singular. Okay. But for example, if the collective noun is divided, that means they're functioning as individuals and not as one unit. Then the verb is plural. So therefore here, because the jury is divided in their opinions very clearly, were divided is correct. So that's why the answer will be E, no error. This is a perfectly correct sentence. All right, let's do the next question. The following sentence contains a literary expression. Identify the figure of speech used in the given sentence. The silence screamed through the empty hall. What is it? Is it a simile, hyperbole, oxymoron, personification, or metonymy? A simile is a comparison. Okay? When you use a word of comparison, then, for example, as or like, then that is called a simile. When you compare something without a word of comparison, it's called a metaphor. He was a brave lion. I'm saying he's brave as a lion. So that is a metaphor. Hyperbole is an exaggeration. Oh, I can eat 100 horses. I can't, but I can still say it. That is an exaggeration. Okay. Oxymoron is two opposite words. There is a deafening silence in the hall. That's an oxymoron. Okay, I'm happily married. That right there is an oxymoron. Okay, it's a working holiday for me. That right there is an oxymoron. Personification is when you take something that is non-living or dead and refer to it as living. So when the silence screamed, so you have personified it. So therefore, correct answer. Metonymy is when you use something to represent another thing. For example, you use White House to represent US government or US president. Right? So that's how metonymy works. All right, question number 9. So here is a passage. You have to identify where this sentence can fit in blank A, B, C, D, or E. What is the best place to fit this sentence? I'm giving you a minute. Read it and then tell me where it would fit in. This innovation dramatically reduced response time. I know what this innovation is a key to this. For nearly a decade, the company had struggled with customer dissatisfaction, largely because its service teams were overwhelmed by the sheer volume of daily queries. Long waiting hours, delayed resolutions, and inconsistent responses had become the norm, eroding public trust in the brand's commitment to reliability. Determined to reverse this decline, the management initiated a digital transformation strategy aimed at improving operational efficiency and customer engagement. As part of this initiative, it invested heavily in AI driven chatbots capable of learning from previous interactions, analyzing language patterns, and resolving basic issues autonomously. The move paid off, earning widespread acclaim for efficiency and responsiveness as customers began noticing significant improvements in their overall service experiences. Okay, Gaurav says C, Shivam says C. All right, the correct answer here is looking for this innovation, right, guys? Now, where do I find this innovation? So this, oops, what a bad color I have chosen. So we're looking at finding this innovation. So where is this innovation referred to? See, as part of this initiative, it invested heavily in AI-driven chatbots capable of learning from previous interactions, analyzing language patterns. And so what was the innovation that they invested in? AI-driven chatbots. And the move paid off. Which move? That this innovation wala move, right? So therefore, D is a very good choice to put in. Okay. So that's your answer, option number D, guys. All right, let's look at the last question for the day. Question number 10. If she dashed earlier, she would not have missed the flight. Leaves, had left, left, would leave, has left. What conditional? Again, this is a question of conditional. Very simple. This is the third conditional. Remember, would not have missed. So if I have would and have, I know this is my third condition. So on the other side, I need to have the past perfect. So if she had left, remember this one has to be the past perfect tense. Then only this would work. So therefore, if she had left earlier, she would not have missed the flight. That will be the correct answer. All right, guys, if you have any questions you feel like asking me, please feel free to ask. Any doubts? Any thoughts? All right, then let's. Okay, the Career Launcher muscled up CL app is now available. You can maximize every minute of your exam prep by downloading the Career Launcher app on Google Play or on App Store. For Android, you can scan this QR code. For iOS, you can scan the second QR code. Okay, so if you have any Android phone, just scan this one. If you have an iPhone, scan the second one, and you're good to go. Right? It's a lot of fun to do that. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of today's session. Do remember to hit like, share, and subscribe. I hope you have already liked the channel and also shared the session and subscribed. Next Friday again I will be with you. So 8:30 p.m. Monday to Friday we are doing NMAT sessions. So please join in every single day. Okay. Also another thing, the must do CAT preparation has shifted to 1 p.m. So do make sure that you're joining in. My sessions will happen on Mondays and Fridays. So do join in. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.